I'm Melanie Quandt. I'm here in the Bay Area. Super excited to lead this conversation today. We're going to give you a lot of ups and downs, you guys. We're going to talk about the realities of what we're dealing with now in the scale of generative AI. There will be some fear. There will be some positive good feels. But I think the whole goal of this is not to scare all of you. It's really to actually create pathways for all of us to join hands, come together, and think about more responsible technology. This matters. This matters for all of us. I'm a parent. So for me, my lens on this is, hey, what are we going to leave behind for generations to come? Are we setting up our, civil society for success? I've spent over 25 years in tech. I've only spent the past 3 years in trust and safety. When I first came into this trust and safety domain, I was like, what is this? Oh my gosh, are these people behind the scenes that actually know how the technology works? But it's actually so much. It's really about process. It's really about how we think about how we design things and the impacts of those technologies. The challenges is that unfortunately there's a few people that ruin it for the many. And then we have these aha moments. And then we have these questions philosophically and value-based wise from organizations to users and consumers. How do we want to use this power, this technology? For me, Gen AI is something that I use every day, all day. It helps me be more productive. I've been touching AI at companies like Salesforce and LinkedIn since 2017. It's got some great use cases, but obviously today we're going to talk a little bit about how it's misused. And again, ways that we can remedy the ways that we can protect ourselves as consumers and for brands and organizations. I'm sharing this awesome conversation with Shiva Kumar, the director of enterprise out of Sasha. I cannot wait to feature what Sasha's all about. And Carson Aft, and he's out of New York City. He's my coworker. He's our director of AI and analytics. Both of these gentlemen have touched AI for over, 8 to 10 plus years each. Shiva, Carson, welcome. Can you tell us each, tell us all, I should say, what's something that you're really excited about with how you're using Gen AI? And then how's it affecting you both personally and professionally? Anything that you can share?
Just like you, Melanie, I use AI all day, every day. And a use case that I'm really excited about is, as I'm sure everyone here has 1,000 tabs open full of all these different things they have to keep in their mind. And being able to consolidate all of those and have a knowledge base that's smart and a chatbot that reads all my emails or, make sure that I'm in the loop for all the meetings that I'm in has been really fantastic. And then, on a personal level, I travel a lot and AI has been fantastic at helping plan a lot of my trips.
But I know a little bit more about you, Carson. You're a photographer. So personally, are you worried about sharing all these gorgeous pictures and this skill that you have and that special picture, when you're in Eastern Europe and you're I know you gallivant a lot, and you get this perfect picture. Do you ever have pause about sharing it externally because you're afraid it might get used or stolen or manipulated?
Yes and no. So I think as an artist, it's always cool to see what people do with the things that you put out there. So I've seen some very cool edits, very cool interactions that come from AI and people using it in that context. But as far as protecting my work, I think that's something that always goes to the back of my mind whenever I'm sharing something to Instagram or Flickr of is this going to get misused? And so far, no, but it's always in the back of my mind.
Well, now you're taking pictures of humans, so we'll see if that changes a little bit. Shiva, over to you.
Yeah, I love that, Carson. I think for me, so on the work level, again, I'm a big fan. I used to use GPT. Now I'm a big fan of Claude Code. So I build a lot of stuff. I automate a lot of stuff in Claude Code. I love that. I also connect Claude to Replit, and I build games. I know it's a weird thing, but I like it. So I have this whole idea of flow of prompting, coming up with an idea. So we play a lot of board games at home. So me, my daughter, my wife, we'll come up with some idea. I'll try to take that idea and feed it to Claude and Replit, and that is a game. So my hope is someday I'll start publishing some of these games that I'm building. So that's on the personal side. Also, my wife does a great job. What she does is she's connected all my daughter's activity calendar to her calendar to my calendar, and she just automates and sends reminders. So I feel AI is awesome that way. From work and from personal on the personal side, I don't know anyone who's not using AI now. So I think, like thanks to what GPT has done, democratizing access to all these AI models, again, life is great. But to your point, Melanie, like on the flip side is you can also do so much harm using the same AI tools and models, which we'll talk about later today. So it's great. I think it's an amazing time. Having spent some time early in my career at Google, what was cool was like Google had models that used to allow you to, hey, you could be on Gmail, but then it'll know what you like on Android Auto and then play the same Google Music. So there's all underlying AI infrastructure there that's, that's powering a lot of cool experiences to what you can do now, like where it started and where it is. Like I feel like we are at a very interesting time with respect to AI and what people can do with AI. And this is my first year in the trust and safety. I worked very closely with trust and safety colleagues when I was at Google and LinkedIn, but it's exciting space because there is a lot going on with respect to what companies are doing to solve, to provide enterprises and platforms with technologies, with humans, so that you could create an atmosphere that's, like we'll talk about trust and safety by design, but I always feel trust and safety is not to stop someone, but it's actually to make someone do the same thing more and more confidently, right? Like, so hopefully we'll talk about that as well today.